People who have straight-up rage quit a job. What was the final straw? I was working when I got the call that my partner of 7 years had been in a terrible car accident while visiting family in Florida. He was in the hospital and his mother called me to tell me he wasn't awake yet. I was obviously devastated and scared out of my mind, told my co-workers and boss because it was obvious I was panicking, and they told me to take the rest of the weekend off so I could deal with things and prepare and clean his apartment for if he got back. Specifically, they said to come back Monday, and it was a Friday. Next day, I was cleaning up his apartment when I got the call from my boss, screaming about why I hadn't come into work that day. I told him that I recalled him telling me to take the weekend off and come back Monday. He said to come to work immediately because they needed me. Against my better judgment and my emotional state, I showed up and clocked in. Boss came up to me, threw the stack of checks down on the counter that had just come in, and told me, "If you do that again, you're fired." This was someone who had never yelled at me before or even dared speak to me in any stern way. Prior to my arrival, their store was an absolute mess, and I spent all of my free time, what little there was, reorganizing and cleaning and setting up new systems. For some reason, the fact he chose to start speaking to me this way and demanding my attention now, at that time, it just made me snap. A chord was struck and it resonated, strong. I got the message clearly. He was one of those bosses who became controlling of anyone who became of value to him and his business. The moment you aren't available when they need or even wanted you to be, they were going to make you feel bad about it, so you were afraid to ask for more personal time or any other leniencies that took you away from work. I was literally reeling, saw red. The moment he turned his back, I snatched my check, walked out with a full line of customers at the counter, and the phone going off with incoming orders, and drove off. He blew up my phone all day, never came back or called back.